everyone, Stamping Tea here. Welcome to my craft room. Today I wanted to share with you a quick video tutorial on two things. One is to firstly show you these stitch shaped framelits from Stampin Up. These framelits are available for a limited time and are absolutely adorable. Anyone that has a big shop, these are a must to add to your framelit collection. The second thing I wanted to share with you today is my version of the pop and twist card. Now this card is all over the internet. There are gorgeous examples and a number of video tutorials from lots of other Stampin' Up demonstrators showing how the mechanism in that card works. I want to share with you my version of the card and how it fits into a standard Australian card size. It's nothing too extra special, but just a few tips and tricks to help you get that card working just perfectly. And the example I'm going to share with you today shows you how my dimensions perfectly complement the sizes of the framelits in the Stitch Shape pack. So let's crack on. Okay, so these are our Stitch Shaped Framelits from Stampin' Up. They are a wonderful set of framelits. They come with so many options. You've got circles, you've got ovals, and on the other side here, you've got squares. So lots of really good options for adding stitched elements to all sorts of cards. So you really do have to get these ones, guys. They are adorable. The first card that I did make with this framelit set was the example given by Stampin' Up, which is really easy to make. It had a couple of squares and an oval with just the beautiful little stitch trimming, and it made a really plain card something very special. So that's just a really plain card. As I was playing with the square stitched framelits, I sort of thought to myself, oh, they sort of remind me of the little panels that are on those pop and twist cards. I wonder how they work. So I made the same card again, this time adding the pop and twist little mechanism insert here. And this time I've used, I think, the second smallest square there to showcase the bell images on my Christmas card. So as I was making it, I was thinking, I actually want the dimensions of these to be exactly right so that I can just use my framelits to cover in those panels. So I set about making this card here, which not only has the stitched oval on the vellum greeting at the front, so you can go through vellum, cardstock, it all looks just absolutely beautiful. But this card, for the mechanism inside it, I wanted to have the panels just made using the stitched shaped framelits. So I've got the largest of the squares, and then I've got a circle to cut out the watercoloured images. Now there'll be close-up photos on my blog, guys, so go there and have a bit of a look if you're not sure exactly what that looks like. But today I wanted to share with you not only how I make my mechanism, but also the dimensions so that you can get those beautiful size matting just for those stitch shaped framelits. So let's get started. What you'll need is essentially just for the card, you'll need 3 pieces of cardstock. For us Aussie girls, it's just a half piece of A4 for your card base, which is 4 1/8 by 11 3/4. Then for your pop out panel across the middle, you're going to need a piece that is 3 inches by 11 3/4. So again, it's just a strip of A4 cardstock cut off right beside it. Nothing fancy done there. And then the last little piece you're going to need is a piece that is 10 inches by 3 inches wide. So this is actually your popping mechanism. So essentially, if you've got those 3 pieces, you can make the card. I'll also show you how to cover the mechanism with some other pieces in a minute. So let's get on and make this one. So really, the first thing is to fold our card base directly in half. So I'll do all the really easy things first. Card base in half. The next thing is you want to take your 11 3/4 inch piece, the longer of the 2 pieces that you've got. They're both 3 inches wide. And I don't do any fancy measuring here, guys. I just do fold it in half like you've done your card base, like this. And then you take one edge, fold it backwards. Now people score these, this is your pop-up panel in the middle. People take the scorer and score these, but I find it's easy enough just to fold them. So you fold one back that way, flip it over the other way, and fold this one back this way. So what you want to create is what they call a W piece. So you've got a W there. That's all you want, as easy as that is. Now you can just then go ahead and pop your little panels. Now the largest of the square framelits fits in there, or a 2 3/4 square piece of designer series paper, or however you want to decorate it. So those all get popped on that piece. That's your pop-up bit in the middle. The tricky bit, well, not too tricky, but the most complicated bit is this little popping mechanism. So this is the piece that measures 3 inches by 10 inches. Again, I've kept it really, really simple for my measurements. So what I've done is with this 3 by 10 piece, you pop it in your scorer, and you're going to line it up with 1.5 inches there, not cutting blade, but the scoring blade. You're just going to score it down the center. So that's basically just scoring it in half. Now, if you're a really good folder, you could just fold that in half. Now, the only other thing you've got to do is you've got to use your pencil or a pen, and you're not going to see this, so don't panic too much. But you're just going to pop this into the scoreboard, line it up with 3.5 inches here on the edges, and what you're going to do is you're going to put a pencil or a biro mark at the top and at the bottom, and then you're going to turn it around the other end, and you're going to go 3.5 inches, and you're going to go the top and the bottom like that. That's as easy as it is. And then all you're going to do is you're going to line up that biro mark there with the biro mark down here to get an angled line. You're going to take your score through there. Now line up the other two. So you've got a biro mark there and one there. And what you're essentially doing is creating a little cross shape. Oops, right in the middle. And hopefully it doesn't move on you. So you're going to do that and that. Now that's as complicated as that scoring gets. It's not too hard at all. So what you're going to do is those ones that you've done at an angle, you're going to fold them this way. And you're going to take the other one back this way. Pretty easy. And now that you've folded both of those towards you, you're just going to take this last one, the long one, and you're going to fold it away from you like there and like there. And then when you get this back, like that, you should have these sort of natural folds that are going to fold in like that. Bring them together and you pop it down, and that's the most complicated part of the whole entire card. Now if you need to watch that again, make sure you do that. Now the other little tiny tricky bit that I had a couple of goes at and got a little bit frustrated is you must make sure that when you pop your mechanism inside your card that you don't stick it too close to this fold here, because there's a little bit of bulk in this mechanism here, and if you stick it on the flat surface like that and then try and cut it, fold it, not cut it, you're not going to be able to fold your card very well. So just give it a little bit of grace back from that center, so you're going to have a bit of a gap there before you stick it down. Now I find that I'm happy to use fast fuse to do the sticking down. If you guys still don't have a love relationship with fast fuse, you can use the tear and tape, but I find I do like fast fuse. So I'm just going to put it on one side there, bring my card in, center it the best you can, and I'm going to sort of hold that edge up to make sure that I don't get it too close to that edge, and I'm just going to push it down like that. Okay, so that's just one side glued in. Now if you want to, come in with your bone folder and just give it a bit of a push down. Take your fast fuse or tear and tape, whatever you like to use, guys. Put it on the other triangle, fold that back flat. And again, I try and give it a bit of a... And that's essentially your mechanism for your card. It's as simple as that, really, really easy. Now, the couple of tips that I'll give you guys when you're decorating this one is that I always put my cover insert pieces in before I put my panel across here, because otherwise I must have fat fingers and I can't quite get in there to get my decorative panels in nice and neatly. So for your decorative panels, you'll just need 2 pieces that are cut at 3 3/4 by 5.5. Now I'm showing you just on a scrap piece of paper what you have to do here, because I've got mine cut out. Let me just grab my trimmer back in. Now, what you need to do with this one is you need to mark at 1 7/8 of an inch, and it doesn't matter again if you ride on this one, team, because you can do it on the underside of your paper, and no one sees your tick marks. No one has to know that you've put marks on everything to get your dimensions right. And come back out to 1 7/8 again here, and you're just going to put a mark there and there. So you've done it 1 7/8 in the middle, turned it to the side, 1 7/8. Now, why do we do this? Because you actually want to point to go into that little space where the mechanism is. So if you line up those two tick marks there and there, not the scorer this time, but your cutting blade, and remove that bit, line again your tick mark there and that one, and cut that off. You end up with this little triangle insert piece. Now do that twice because you do need two pieces to cover the insert of your card, and you'll see that that piece now fits really nice, and you can have a nice little border all the way around into your card there. Now the two reasons I do it, one is that it actually adds extra support for your mechanism there to stick that mechanism down, and two, it makes your card look a lot more finished and neat without this edge. You do not have to do that, you can just leave the mechanism like that. So I just wanted to show you, I've gone ahead and done mine with DSP, so exactly the same thing. I've marked it on the back side. I've got some tear and tape on the back of this one. Now you can add your greetings, you can do whatever you like with your panels and make them all pretty. You can have plain cardstock, you can have designer series paper, whatever works for you. So let me just show you. I just find if I put these insert panels in first, I was supposed to remove the tear and tape before I started filming. That was clever. If you put these insert panels in, it just makes, it just covers everything up and makes it look so much neater. So I just like to make sure mine looks really nice. Push it down, and like I said, just push it right up over the top of that mechanism there, and just makes everything look nicer, but also gives that extra bit of support to hold that mechanism down when it's going to be used a bit. Now I'm just going to use fast fuse on this one. It's so much faster than tear and tape. I like it. So there it is, ready to go. This is my top piece. Again, I just make sure I line my edges up so that I want to see a nice finished product. Okay, so that's the important tip, team, is to put those insert pieces in if you're going to, before you start adding your mechanism. Alright, so last bit is I'll bring this mechanism back in here, our little W shape here. Now I've gone ahead and I've got all of these little panels already cut out and already stamped up. Now for this example, you'll see that I've gone ahead and already mounted all of my images onto my little panels here. I really recommend that you do that, purely because I find it easier to stick them nice and flat before I start popping them onto here. So bear with me for 2 minutes, and I'm going to just apply all of these little greetings. Okay, so there's our pop-up panel piece ready to be applied. Now this is probably by far the most complex part of getting the card, is getting this little insert onto these panels easily. Now the tip that I found from someone when I was watching video was to take your W, fold it together like that so that the greetings are all looking at you, twist it to the side and put it inside the top of your card about at the middle, like that. Now then you're going to put adhesive onto this bit here, and that bit's the bit that's going to stick onto that card there. So you can sort of eyeball it and see that you can put adhesive all the way down to about there. Alright, so this panel here, you're going to take adhesive. Again, your choice of adhesive, team. You can use fast fuse, which I love to use, or you can use tear and tape. So what you're going to do, this is where it becomes fingers and thumbs, with your greeting side on in the center. Now I don't like mine coming out too far past the end of my card, so I try to line it up with the top of my designer series paper. We're going to close this. Now the thing is, when you close it, make sure that this top edge is flat with these with your panels, because that's the bit that they're the same width, so you want to make sure they're all nice. So you push that down like that. So what we end up with from round one is half an opening, and obviously this bit needs to be attached down over here. So the same thing, you're going to put a little bit of adhesive, but on the bottom portion of this panel here, up to about there. Again, I love the fast views, quick and easy to work with. Now this time, you're going to fold your panel closed. You're going to take that bit that's already folded in, and you're going to lay that down on that side there. So the first time we load it up to the top side, the second time we're going to line it up to the bottom side, and then we're just going to close it. And again, I like to make sure that my panel is lined up on that edge there, and give it a close. Nice good press down. I hold my card up the right way. And then you've got your popping mechanism. It's super, super, super easy and so much fun, guys. All right, so that's how I make it. That's the dimensions that I use. Really simple ones. It comes out of A4 cardstock really nice and neatly. Oh, put tear and tape on. I'm completely organised here. So we're just going to add the front to your card. Now, I always put the front on last after you've done the mechanism and all the insert. Just to make sure that you're not pressing down any of your pretty decorations on the front while you put the mechanism in, because you do have to add a fair bit of pressure to that mechanism to make it sit nice and flat inside your card. So you don't want to have your nice decoration on the front of your card and then be pressing all over it. So I'm just going to add a last bit of fast fuse there because I don't trust that tear and tape. So make sure you've got the front of the card that you're putting your final panel on. And let's have a look if I can line this up like that. All right, not my best effort today, but a nice quick one. And again, I just wanted to show you that I've used another lot of the square stitched shapes in here, just a smaller one with just some plain stamping on it, just to finish the card off. So whether you're doing florals or brights or something for Christmas, these stitched shape framelits really are so versatile, and I love them for all of my little accents and everything, and it just adds something special to them. Perfect size now for all these panels on your pop and twist cards, so I expect to see lots of pop and twist cards made featuring not just the squares, but you can use the circles as well. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video tutorial and love to see your creations. Bye for now.